Many of you know that this year measles have been exceptionally bad. It is bad. It is so bad. Schools are banning children that don't have their vaccine against measles, and they're issuing summonses and threatening to fine up to $2,000. I know here in my state, they will not let these kids come back to school unless they have proof that they have their vaccines. You can't even use religion or any of the excuses that got you out of vaccines before in the past. They're not accepting that anymore. So you can't say, oh, it's against my religious belief that I vaccine my children. They are not accepting that anymore. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention reported Thursday that there have been at least 971 measles cases so far in 2019, surpassing the greatest number of cases this far into the year since 1992, when 963 cases were reported through May. That year ended with 2,126 total cases. The CDC warned that due to intense ongoing outbreaks in the New York City and nearby Rockland County for the past 8 months, the country is on track to lose the measles elimination status it reached in 2000, when widespread vaccination campaigns succeeded in stopping continuous disease transmission for more than a year across the U.S. That's while some of the most impacted cities have taken nearly every measure available to them to prevent more people from getting infected, aside from physically forcing vaccines on people. In March, Rockland County blocked unvaccinated children from schools, parks, hospitals, and other public places through a judge, though a judge overturned the emergency declaration in April. The county still quarantines anyone with measles or people exposed to measles, with a penalty of $2,000 a day if someone doesn't comply. New York City, meanwhile, has issued at least 123 civil summonses to people who have refused to submit to the city's order requiring residents of certain Orthodox Jewish neighborhoods to get their shots, according to Wall Street Journal. These people could pay $1,000 if summonses are upheld and they still haven't gotten vaccinated. At least 9 Jewish schools in the city have been shut down during the outbreak to prevent more kids from getting sick. In March, a Wisconsin man was even jailed after breaking an imposed measles quarantine so he could go to the gym. Damn. At this point, health officials in 5 states, including New York, have warned 8 people with measles that they might invoke a rarely used government authority to prevent them from getting on planes, according to the Washington Post. We have the withholding of children from measles immunization by parents in many parts of the country, William Schaffner, infectious disease professor at Vanderbilt University, told the Washington Post. This is not an access issue. There are middle-class populations with access to medical care. They're withholding children from standard routine pediatric health care. Cities and states have limited tools to wield control during an outbreak. They can mandate vaccination fines and shut down public places. They can quarantine people from work or school. They can curb the philosophical and more exemptions used by some parents to skip the measles shots. But all of that hasn't been enough to stop some of the most virulent anti-vaxxers from avoiding their kids' necessary shots, underscoring just how powerful vaccine misinformation can be, particularly in insular communities. A study from George Washington University last year found Russian trolls on Twitter had posted far more vaccination content than the average user. Known troll accounts tweeted about vaccination 22 more times than regular human users. The Russians, huh? All right, so this just going into measles are preventable, and the way to end this outbreak is to ensure that kids and adults who can get vaccinated to do so. So the CDC issued a news release Thursday. Again, I want to reassure parents that vaccines are safe. They do not cause autism. So that's what parents are like, we heard about all this autism stuff. We don't want to do that. So it sounds to me like the outbreak is going on and they have a lot of parents that are not cooperating when it comes down to getting vaccines for measles. And because of that, it continues to spread more and more, especially, around New York and other places. I know there's cases here in my state as well. But, just looking at some of the local newspapers, it shows that those kids are banned. They will not let them come back to school unless they have proof of vaccines. So, there are some places that are taking a hard stand against it. But I don't know. How are you going to win this battle when parents are saying, look, I'm not getting my kid vaccine? And I don't blame them, to be honest with you. I don't trust the vaccines that are out myself. Um, I remember what the measles feel like. I had measles when I was a kid. I remember. There are certain things you get and you never forget. I remember even having the mumps. I had all that stuff. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.